Back here with Chris Mannix, we're talking Zion Williamson, the 19-year-old Pelicans phenom coming off his worst career performance Tuesday night. And to make matters worse, he suffered a right toe sprain that could hamper him tonight against the Bulls. Keep in mind, Zion missed the first 3 months of the season coming off knee surgery. Kind of begs the question, Nick, you starting to worry that Zion won't be able to hold up for an entire season?
No, and before the show, our wonderful production staff puts together our list of topics, and I looked at this one curiously because, listen, it's a toe injury that's not even as bad as they thought it was going to be. People are trying to speak an injury concern into existence with Zion because at Duke we saw his shoe blow out and he dealt with that there. That was a freak happening. And then a real thing, the knee injury before the season that slowed his rookie season down and cost him the first half of the year. But this toe injury is the regular wear and tear of an NBA year. It's not even going to keep him out for a game. Go ahead, Jenna.
The regular year has only been like 7 or 8 games, though.
Yeah, but he's not going to. But let's see if he has another actual injury to me before I'm concerned about it. Everyone, it feels like his body shouldn't be able to handle his weight.
Right.
But why? Why? People, I would imagine, thought the same thing about LeBron. And he ended up being the most durable athlete we've seen in this league, this side of Karl Malone, maybe ever. Karl Malone, by the way, another guy who it's like, really? Can his body handle it? Those are the two most durable players we've ever seen. Now, Karl Malone wasn't as explosive as Zion. LeBron obviously was nearly as explosive as Zion. The reason to me, Mannix, this is a topic is because there's so little parts of his game to pick at. Like, how do you have a polarizing opinion on Zion? He seems incredibly likable. He's a freak athlete. He was awesome at Duke. He's been great so far in his career. So how do you have a discussion about him? It's finding what could be a problem. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, look, the toe injury is not an issue. Stuff like that comes up. Him playing poorly against Milwaukee is not an issue because that's the #1 defense in the NBA. Going up against a guy who's in contention for the Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis. I mean, that's welcome to the NBA the hard way. The counter argument, and I don't disagree with you, but the counter argument I'd make to the Zion, are we sort of willing it into existence, is Blake Griffin, right? Blake Griffin's a guy that played with great explosiveness, who is kind of top heavy with some of that bulk. Went through knee injuries multiple times, dealing with one right now. So I think Zion's going to have to slim down this offseason to take some of the strain off that lower body because we've never seen a player like him. We've never seen a player that plays with that type of spring who's pushing close to 300 pounds. They don't exist. And Blake's out there kind of as this maybe example of a guy that, could be the pattern, a copy for Zion.
Or is there something to maybe developing and honing the outside shot a little bit more so it takes less pressure off whatever game you might have in the post, the wear and tear that might cause?
That'll happen eventually. Yeah. But that is, to me, those are two separate discussions. The guy, if he never improves, if he never gets better, is an all-star for a decade. Right now this year, the Pelicans, when he's not on the court, they're outscored by the opposition by around 4 points per 100 possessions. When he's on this court, they're outscoring the opposition by 10 points per 100 possessions. That's a superstar level impact immediately. As raw as he is, as young as he is, as basketball immature, if you will, not actually immature, as he is. And the Blake thing, you're absolutely right, but Blake's also dealt with some upper body injuries, right? And it does make you wonder, is Blake just a bit of a brittle guy?
You're right. It's just the one example that's out there of a guy that plays with the type of spring and lands with that kind of force at the power forward position.
No, it's a great example. And because Blake was his, I think, easiest comp coming out of Duke, where it's like, and it's one of the reasons why I was so bullish on his abilities rookie season, that Blake was a 20-10 guy immediately. Why could Zion not be that? Zion's been everything we imagined he could be. Instantly come in, be a plus help side defender, and unless you're playing the best defense in basketball, no one can stop him getting to the rim, Mannix.
No, they can't. But to spin it forward a little bit, like the Lakers won the Anthony Davis deal because they got Anthony Davis, but in the short sample size where we've watched Zion play with Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram, that's a team that's going to compete for a very long time. Like, Lonzo seems to have already developed chemistry with Zion, playing in the up-tempo offense. Brandon Ingram, an all-star this year for the first time. That is going to be a team, because they'll sign all these guys. Ingram, they're going to be comfortable paying this offseason. That's going to be a team to watch for the next foreseeable future.
The guy going into the game against Milwaukee was shooting 67% at the rim, getting 10 field goal attempts a game at the rim. Against Milwaukee, he got 15 field goal attempts at the rim. He just couldn't finish them because, as you mentioned, that team defense, and Giannis going to end up like LeBron. Could have won a couple Defensive Player of the Year awards and ends up winning maybe none, because people look at the offensive numbers and have it take away from what he was doing defensively. I have no concern about Zion. None.
And Jenna, to your point about the three-point shooting, it's remarkable that he's already shooting close to a little over 40% from three. Now, it's not a big sample size.
And it's all from that first game.
Right.
That first game going forward.
But it's like, it took Blake Griffin like a decade to become a three-point shooter. A lot of guys Giannis still isn't even there yet. The fact that he's
Ben Simmons 104 years.
Ben Simmons, we're still waiting at this point for that to happen. But it took, the fact that he's comfortable taking shots from out there right now
is a great sign.
I think portends well for the future. Yeah.
All right, good stuff.
Portends. That's
Take a break. It's coming up.
Right next to Jaylen Brown.
Could Tom Brady put Jimmy Garoppolo out of a job in San Francisco? We'll let you know why we're asking next on First Things First. The battle for bragging rights out in L.A. is heating up ahead of today's trade deadline. Lakers and Clippers reportedly in an arms race to steal away Knicks forward Marcus Morris. Morris is averaging just under 20 points per game this season. So, Mannix, which team needs that final piece a little bit more, the Lakers or the Clippers?
I wouldn't say either team needs that piece. And while I do believe that Marcus Morris will go to one of those two teams, I don't know that he tilts the balance one way or the other. The Clippers, if you're looking at their weaknesses, they need somebody in that front court. They need rebounding help, and Marcus Morris really isn't that guy. The Lakers, they could use more shooting, maybe help with the point guard position. Marcus Morris really isn't that guy. But Morris, if you're the Clippers, you can't let Marcus Morris get away. You have got a contracted deal in Mo Harkless.
And Mo Harkless is not playing well.
Not playing. Not a factor. You can trade your first-round pick this year, and after that, you can't trade it till, we colonize Mars. It's going to be forever until you can trade a first-round draft because of other deals that they've made. You've got to go out and use that capital to get Marcus Morris, because he can play the 3 and the 4. He is a 40+% three-point shooter. He is a guy that helps you, and you can't let that guy go across the hall to the LA Clippers. So while I think there are other shoes to drop, you've got buyout market for a big man for the Clippers. I think Darren Collison's a guy to watch in LA with the Lakers. I think Morris is the guy that, to answer that question, is the guy that the Clippers can't let get away.
Go ahead, Jenna. The follow-up I was going to have, though, is this. I understand the blocking move of, we don't necessarily need Marcus Morris if we're the Clippers, but we don't want the Lakers to get him. Here, the reason my answer is who needs to add a piece more, it's very obvious. To me, it's the Clippers, but the piece is not Marcus Morris. The Clippers need a rim protector. You cannot beat in consecutive series the Lakers and the Bucks with Montrezl Harrell as your starting center. You just can't. Now, maybe he'll be the starting center, but without someone...
with Zubac, you might be able to beat him. Zubac is an excellent perimeter defender.
Absolutely. For his size, he's a good perimeter defender.
Pick-and-roll defense is there.
You need a rim protector to stop Giannis and LeBron flatly. The reason I don't think the Lakers have a desperate need, listen, would they like to add shooting? Yes. Every team in the league doesn't have enough shooting, right? Everyone would like to add shooting. And I think Collison would be a great fit for them. He was a guy I wanted them to go after this summer before Collison shockingly retired and seemingly left maybe a $30 million
$50 million probably. Yeah. The Ricky Rubio number was probably
a 3-year, $48 million contract, something like that on the table. I can't believe he did it to this day. But what the Lakers really, what their actual need is ball handling. Another playmaker. I mean, come the playoffs, LeBron going to be playing 42 minutes a game. He's going to handle that for you. And this idea of, well, what if LeBron can't? Well, if LeBron can't, you're screwed. The Lakers' plan is very, very simple. Trust the greatest player ever to continue to play at that level. Anything less than that, they will lose, right? So I don't look at the Lakers having a massive need. I look at the Clippers and I say right now, there's 5 guys on their roster, Mannix, I really trust. None of them are rim protectors, and a few of them are designated hitters. Like Lou Williams is a one-way player. Patrick Beverley, even though he's shooting better this year, is a one-way player, and Trez is a one-way player. They need a big. And by big, I don't mean a post player. I don't mean a 4. I mean a 5. And that's the part for me that I don't understand. I don't understand why they couldn't have gotten Capella because the Rockets weren't going to trade him in conference.
The guy that you're talking about that they should, I don't think he's available, but is Aaron Baines.
Sure,
Aaron Baines in Phoenix would be an ideal fit in that situation. He is a screen setter. He is a rim protector. He is a rebounder. He plays great on-ball defense.
Sweaty, smells bad, the whole nine. Everything you want from a big.
The sense I get is that Phoenix wants to re-sign him next summer. That's why he's not available. But if you can extract Aaron Baines, that would be the guy. Right now, I think they're looking at Marcus Morris, but Aaron Baines is exactly who you're talking about.
And that's the need for them. Like, I know people think I'm too far down on the Clippers. They have a hole on their roster.
So for the Lakers, it's a want. For the Clippers, it's a need.
Perfect, Jenna. Exactly right. And for the Lakers, I also don't know for Marcus Morris. Like the part of the addition for the Lakers is it removes Kuzma.